On the Radio is brought to you by Zurich Insurance, the perfect place to catch up with all things Melbourne. If you enjoy this content and want more inside access from the team, make sure you visit the club website.
Nick, get me the president. Oh, he's one now. It's the president of the Melbourne Football Club.
And the president, not just any president.
I know.
The president.
Kate Roffey, good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone.
How
What a
good's this?
magnificent day. I'm sitting here overlooking the fantastic MCG and I have got goosebumps. It's just, this is just fantastic.
It's not bad, is it?
Oh, it's magnificent.
This is what it's all about. This is the day you've been waiting for.
Absolutely. Look, and, you know, we in Perth, the whole time it was we just can't wait to get back here and play in front of our fans. And, you know, to have, I think, 33, 34, 35,000 people coming today, I did make the error of getting dropped off and walking down to get in here.
Good.
Toot, Kate, congratulations. Can we have a selfie?
Yeah.
So I am about half an hour late into the ground.
That doesn't sound like
what
an
you
error.
wanted.
Absolutely.
No.
Melbourne supporters are just so fantastic and they're so excited. They're queued up outside. The car parks are getting full. It's just, thank you, heavens, what a magnificent day we've got here.
Financially, it'll be a bit handy for you too, won't it?
Yeah, look, it's free access to get in. Of course it is free access, but I'm sure the merch will go crazy.
think it will.
I'm pretty sure the bars will do fairly well.
I
So
think
the
it will.
MCC will be fairly happy with us here as well. But, you know, this is Melbourne supporters. We often talk about the fact we may not have the most members of any club, and this is statistically accurate. We have the highest retention rate of any club, and that means our members stick through, and they have just been magnificent. And time to celebrate today, members and fans, because this is incredible. 57 years, it's a new club, a new era, and we're so excited.
Why is it, do you reckon, that people stick so solidly?
I think it's part of,
solidly to
I
the
think
deck?
it's part of that thing of, you know, it's part of that tribal thing. And when you go through the really tough times, when you come out the other side, you just feel like 100 times better than those who haven't done it
It's
as
just
hard.
so long to get to the end of the tough side. That's why I'm really
Has it?
surprised.
I haven't noticed.
Yeah, Nick going, how long? Yeah.
I'm fascinated that people stick so firmly in the face of all of that.
Side by side.
But
so
I
that you
think,
get to have a wonderful day like today, sure, but it's those years are.
but I
hard.
think
Are they ever?
you're from Queensland.
Correct.
And
Oh, I don't understand.
No. Well, it is. It's the footy family
absolutely.
tradition. When you grow up in Melbourne, it's all about, particularly when you grow up as I did in
Yeah,
the 60s.
and Collingwood, we were the
Same.
pioneers of waiting.
Yeah.
You know, the runners-up, because, you know, I was born in 1960. Our last one was 58. I had to wait till I was 30 years of age and, you know, stood over there.
feel so
Strong grand
sorry
final
for
of
you.
North Melbourne.
Imagine waiting until you were
1970 against
I
Carlton.
wasn't even born when we won our last premiership. So
Yeah,
I was
all right
like,
then.
I love that a Collingwood
You want to try
fan
waiting
always-
57
it's
years.
always Collingwood.
I'm saying we
not
are-
your day-to-day
All
Collingwood
right then,
fans.
okay.
So not your day today.
I
You'll
like
have your
her.
turn.
She's good.
In about 12 years' time.
Yeah.
You will have a turn.
Okay, then.
And then, clearly, Kate, as you've already found out, how important it is for the fans. But how important is it today for the players
Oh,
as well?
absolutely. Yeah, so one of the things that kept driving us as a team, and particularly the players, was that we weren't playing in front of our crowd, and they were so determined to win and bring the cup back so that everybody who was here in lockdown, I mean, we were still in hard lockdown at that point in time, it really was a driving force for them to focus up and make sure that they gave it everything that they could to bring that cup back to Melbourne. And that cup, she has, my beauty, I call her, she has been everywhere. I get asked all the time, can you bring it to lunch and that? I'm like, it's not here, it's in regional Victoria, it's going to Sydney, it's all over the place. And I get texts and emails and LinkedIn from people down in Warrnambool and all sorts of things saying, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity
Oh, that's great.
to touch that. People touch it, and I'm standing there and, you know, grown men are crying because they're touching this, you know, magnificent, it's a pretty hefty big cup, but it just means so much, as you said, Nick, it means so much to so many people.
It does. Yeah.
And it's not been dented, it's all...
It is been dented a few
slowly.
times. She's been dropped and dented and
I love it.
scratched. But
Stepped on.
I love it how the Melbourne Cup, you know, you got to
Yeah.
wear cotton
You got to wear the
gloves.
gloves.
yeah.
But
no.
the AFL Cup, just
Yeah, just
people
throw it
freaking
around.
out of
Look, some
throwing
do,
up
but
at it.
Purdy and I said when we were in Perth, we said we're not having this. People can't touch it. People have to wear gloves. It's the People's Cup. It belongs to every supporter of this club. It doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to the players. It's their cup. So they can pick it up. They can have their photos taken with it. All 13 cups are outside at the moment. And that's, I think, the first time they've ever been publicly displayed like that. So we had them down here for a function on Friday night, and to see them all together there, it's just magnificent. So
beautiful.
if you're outside, head down there because you can get your photo taken with all 13 of the Premiership Cups for a while until the 21 Cup comes inside, but it's magnificent.
And so what's going to be the magic moment, do you think, Kate, today?
I think there'll be a few magic moments. I'm expecting big things from the crowd, and the Caleb Daniel moment when he's on the sideline. I'm sure there's a few pre-choreographed responses to that, but it will definitely be when they get to see the players come down and get their medals again. And to hear Goody speak, he didn't get to speak in Perth through Rob Basil handed the cup over, too early, so that was the end of it. We couldn't get it back then, but I think a lot of people will be happy to hear from Goody at last. But we've got all sorts of surprises that I won't let out of the bag yet, but I think people will be astonished at just how much there is of the club and the history of the club, and acknowledging our past and looking forward to the future there is today.
With the medals of the players, when did they hand them back after receiving
This is
them?
the key question.
That's right.
Yeah.
I reckon Harmsy's still got his on now. So they might have to take it off just before they go on the field.
Quickly just hand them back and then get them again.
I reckon, I don't think
They're not
they
gonna let 'em out of
were
their
pretty.
side.
They were pretty. Kept them pretty close to the chest for certainly the after party and various bits, and rightly they should. I mean, it's a magnificent achievement that they have had, and I know talking to our players who played in previous premierships, and they're very, very happy to say we've got a new group of heroes, and we can look past our history and our 57-year former premiership players as our heroes now, and they're Hassaman and those guys, they're very happy to say we've done our bit, and now, thank goodness, we've got a new set of heroes for this club to look forward to seeing play in the coming years.
And, of course, Ron Barassi was meant to be here. He has COVID and can't.
Yeah, that was sad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So have you been speaking to him or his family?
Yeah, we have, and Ronnie's doing well. He's such a great stalwart for the club. As you know, in the lead up to today, he's been doing a lot of media, and it's one of those amazing things. People go, well, what's it like? What does it mean to be Melbourne, and why is it so important? I say those names that are synonymous with AFL, like Barassi, Norm Smith, Robbie Flower, Jim Steins. Those names are Melbourne names, and people want Melbourne to be a good, strong club, and we would, dearly love to have Ronnie here today, but it's not meant to be, but we'll make sure that we get him, suitably engaged in maybe at the unfurling of the flag next season or something. But yeah, the COVID gods weren't kind to us today, and in giving Ronnie COVID just when we wanted him here, but he'll be back around next year, and we'll be able to hopefully have him at the unfurling ceremony.
That'd be great.
And speaking of that unfurling, how do you feel about it being a Wednesday game? It's been controversial amongst fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Look,
That's all right. What's Wednesday?
no
big deal, is it?
We advocated really hard, but for Friday, obviously, we wanted, but we definitely wanted the grand final replay with the Bulldogs to unfurl the flag, and the option were either don't play the Bulldogs and unfurl it at another time during that round, or you play on Wednesday night. And we got the game. Our media team have been fantastic and worked really hard with Purdy and the crew to get it as early as we can. So I think it's a 7:10 start, but it's a Wednesday night. It's a bit unusual, but I'm sure the Melbourne faithful will turn up, school night or not, to see that unfurling of the flag.
And for football fans in general that don't follow either team, what a great start to the season to watch,
Absolutely.
a grand final replay on a Wednesday night with a cold refresher.
Absolutely. Well, I like the cold refresher element of it. But look, I think it's, it was important to us that it was that game, and that's when the scheduling was. We've lobbied really hard to get a really good draw for the start of the season. We think we deserve it. So
absolutely do deserve it.
And how has the fan base reacted? Has there been? I mean, certainly I sort of speak to people on social media and stuff like that
about the
reservation.
Demons.
About
Do you?
Who would have thought Nick's doing that with his faded cap from about 45 years ago? I can see on his head.
Yeah. But what is
get
the
a
fan
new
base?
one. That's got David Neitz on the side.
I'm trying to get out a
Retired
serious
years
question
ago.
here.
Go and buy a new one.
Yes,
Give something
sorry.
back to the club for once.
Yeah.
Serious for a moment out there in listening land.
Yeah, serious. So how have the fans reacted?
Oh, look, I think good on them, because we asked for it for Friday. For good on them for coming out and giving it a bit of oomph as well. But it is as it is. I mean, all through COVID, that's the way this club has been. What do? You've got this break. You've got to fly here or there. We go. What's going to happen next week? It is as it is, and we just take it in our stride, and that's what we've got, and we will make the most of it. And I'm sure our Melbourne fans will be here and making the most of it as well. Who would miss the opportunity to see the unfurling of that
Any
flag?
Suggestions for us down at Collingwood to do with our board or president? We need a new one.
Yeah. I think
course.
I don't know. I think you're in election now, aren't you?
Yeah,
Look,
we are.
They're
I'm
incredibly
about to
difficult.
vote. They are.
Good on you. Well,
Yeah.
they're incredibly difficult things to do, and I think hopefully the less you hear about them, the better you're doing, I think, in that sort of regard. So we've got to really stable and cohesive board. I'm very pleased to say that I've just brought on another female onto the board, so that's one of the critical things for me, is to balance that out. So Sally Freeman's joined us, and we're very cohesive, we're very stable, and Daisy Pearce as well. There's a sense of calmness at the club, and I think that's really what you want to get. Yeah,
Absolutely,
you want that calmness, poise, experience.
We haven't got that at the minute.
And I want to keep on hearing from the President, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Particularly this time of year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look, it is important. You know, that was one of the things when I went to Perth. I originally wasn't going because we didn't have space, and it was in two minds. You know, I felt bad because I couldn't be here like everybody else, but when I canvassed Goody and Purdy and my board and everyone, they said, no, you represent the club, and that's what you do, and that's part of the role, and it's a part I love, actually. I really do love being a representative for this magnificent club with this fantastic culture and, you know, a brilliant future. It's going to be great for Melbourne fans, I think. We're the second youngest list on the field each week, so...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just one final one from me. I know you've been talking about this game, the grand final, the Premiership, the building up to this day. You've talked about it an awful lot. You've probably rewatched it a bunch of times. Do you think you'll get choked up at any point today?
Oh, absolutely. I'd still get choked up when I'm holding the cup. And I was at the past players function, and I had players from the 70s coming and asking, can we have a photo with you and the cup? And to me, they're the lifeblood of this club. They're the people who make the club, and they come and ask, can they have a photo with me? I mean, that makes me feel like crying, because, you know, they're the ones that I'm honoured to actually be here and have a photo with you. But so it's this reciprocal thing. We all know that we're all part of this well-oiled machine that we've got going. We all know our roles, we all play our roles, and, you know, it actually makes for a great culture. And I think really a great future for Melbourne Football Club.
Kate, what's on your schedule for today? You're just going to hang? You can hang with us if you want.
Yeah, I can. I'm very happy to hang, but I think Maddie will be taking me off to speak at a few different functions.
Oh, you got a bit to do.
Yeah, get around and
we'll let you go.
Do some things, and get down there amongst the crowd, hopefully, as well. And, you know, just as a note, we do have to be a bit careful with our players and our staff, because we can't risk COVID, so we have to keep some distance out there. We're all tested, rat tested, so we're COVID negative. But we've got to make sure that our players don't risk getting COVID. Otherwise, we're coming into Monday. They're back at training for our men, and our women are already training.
And don't hesitate to bring the cup up here. We'll look
absolutely.
She's good on you, Kate.
She's a very popular lady, that cup, and rightly so.
She's a lady.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, and
have a great
day, everyone.
Good on you, Kate Roffey, the president of the Melbourne Footy Club.